I will now introduce the 7 individuals who will be honored as nominees for the Allied to Queer Youth Award. Please hold your applause so we can applaud their work collectively. The photos you will see on the screen are them. And the nominees are Tracy Palmer, teacher and Gay Straight Alliance advisor for Aptos High School.
Lila Vega, the previous coordinator for the Queer Youth Scene.
Bill McCabe, the assistant director for Youth Services, a program of the Santa Cruz Community Counseling Center.
Becky Bolthouse, student teacher and GSA advisor for Pajaro Valley High School.
Carla Gonzalez, program coordinator of Watsonville's Friday Night Live for Queer Youth and advisor of the Pajaro Valley School GSA.
Mark Knapp, health teacher for Soka High School for over 10 years.
Leslie Smith, GSA advisor and teacher for Aptos Junior High School.
Thank you all so much for your amazing work in helping support queer youth. Let's give them all a round of applause.
I'm now going to introduce this year's Allied to Queer Youth awardee. Joe Eugene's dedication to advancing the goals of Triangle Speakers has placed him as both a speaker and a member of its board of directors. After retiring from work with the Santa Cruz County, Joe has participated in over 200 Triangle Speaker presentations in elementary, middle, and high schools. Joe has However, we are here to recognize him more for the lasting and instrumental collaborations he has made possible with his work. It is our hope that Triangle Speakers' work will be easier thanks to the work that he has done.
This year's judges said this about Joe's work, but really want to acknowledge the time, energy, and sacrifice it takes to tell one's personal story, interrupt homophobia, and fight for safer schools and communities. Thank you, Joe, for your honesty and dedication.
Now let's watch Joe's video.
My name is Joe Eugene. I am a local, been here over 45 years now in the county, and I just retired 3 years ago from a 30-year career with the county. I was a computer programmer for them. I joined Triangle Speakers about 4 years ago. I was trained as a speaker and was doing a few gigs now and then. Like many of our speakers, I would have to take time off work to do a panel, so I couldn't do too many. Then when I retired, it was a coincidence. I retired at the end of April, and May is a big month for panels. I think we had near 30 panels that month. And I probably did 20 of the 30 panels the first month after I retired. So it was a good way to use up the excess time that I suddenly had, and a way to just get involved in a big way again. One of my favorite places to do a panel is my old high school, Santa Rosa Valley. It's fun to go back there. There's one teacher there in particular that was there when I was a student. And the kids, I tell them first of all that I'm about the age of their grandparents, and second that I went to school there myself, graduated in '67, and then third I tell them that, by the way, I had Boomer for a teacher. This just shocks them. They can't imagine that somebody that's their teacher was teaching me when I was there. So that's always fun to talk about. Whoever asks for a panel, we pretty much try to provide one for them. And we send out a gay person, a lesbian, a bi person, a trans person, and an ally, family member or a friend or of a gay person. And that's our full ideal panel. And we talk about our lives. We just kind of put a personal face on being GLBT. And it's harder for people to hate something that they've talked to and interacted with and laughed with. So we think it's very effective. The teacher told us it's very effective. Especially out in Watsonville, we've gone to middle schools, high schools, and colleges. We get some of those kids 6 and 8 years in a row. And the teachers say it's making a difference in how they act in the schools.
Now let's welcome Joe to the stage.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad you didn't wear that outfit tonight. We would have been embarrassed. I don't know who that relaxed person was on that video, but I am terrified. Thank you to the Queer Youth Task Force and the judges for this award, and to all of you I think they're out there, for being here tonight to witness it. Yes, I'm terrified. I was talking to a friend last night, and he was emphasizing to me what a great honor this is, how deserving all the nominees were, how illustrious the judges were, as if I hadn't already had stage fright for a week or more. When I read the nominations, I thought everyone deserved an award more than I did. Maybe I'll just have to work harder now, after the fact. And I'll breathe a second here. I've talked about triangle speakers. I think I can just about skip this next paragraph. I want to thank Triangle Speakers for existing and for giving me a way to contribute to our community. I'm one of 200 volunteers in Triangle Speakers, and there are dozens of founders and past board members. I thank each of them for making it possible. And fun, because speaking to classes and talking about myself is a lot of fun, and not nearly as scary as this. I won't be able to see, but I know there are a lot. I've seen Triangle Speakers up here on the stage. Sarah is one. If you're a speaker for Triangle Speakers, could you raise your hand? If you're a donor, could you raise your hand? And if you're a host who's had us out to a school class of yours, I'd just like to have people look and see, you know, there's a lot of people involved in this thing. It's great. And finally, I want to thank the Queer Youth Task Force and the Diversity Center for providing this forum where queer youth can be recognized in our community. And thank all of you here for supporting them in their work.